I traveled to Dubai to find the largest, most expensive koi fish in this region of the world. You're about to get an exclusive look inside some of the most amazing home ponds with private koi collections worth millions of dollars.
And stay tuned until the end to see all the crazy places we go and which fish ends up being the most valuable of them all.
Hello.
Welcome to my home, guys.
Dude, this is insane. This is Hadar. You have a moat. This is a moat. Drawbridge, essentially. Leading up to the front door.
Yep, if you love koi, you gotta give them all you got, right?
Wow. Look at this. This is unbelievable. How many gallons is this?
This is 145,000 liters.
How many koi fish are in here?
We have just over 50 fish.
50 fish, and you know every single one of them.
Every single one of them is an individual, hand-picked by me from Japan.
These are like your babies.
Yeah.
They're all sizes, but where do the prices range?
Obviously, this is my personal collection. Some of these fish have grown in value significantly over time. So they were not purchased at this price. But today, the most expensive fish here is probably valued at about $200,000. She is the direct descendant of S Legend, the koi fish that won the All Japan Koi Show twice. And she's about 90 cm tancho.
S Legend, the most expensive koi fish to ever sell for $1.8, $1.7 million.
And after she won the All Japan Koi Show twice, her bloodline is extremely valuable.
You have a descendant of this fish.
That tancho, there's her daughter.
What's the cheapest koi fish you have in here?
The cheapest koi fish here are all the small fish. These are about 60 cm. They're in the range of about $1,000. In comparison, some of these fish here are well over a meter.
The cheapest fish in here is $1,000. The most expensive is around $200,000.
Probably one of the most exclusive koi fish collections in the region in terms of quality and value.
How long did it take to build this?
Just under 8 weeks.
And how many people did it take?
Probably at peak 15 people working on it in the same time. There are multiple stages of designing and building a koi pond. The most important stage is the filtration system design. We design that ahead of time. We know exactly where we're going to put our drain points, our supply lines, and then we build the concrete structure around it. And then we go with the fiberglass waterproofing, and then we do the final finishes, the waterfalls, and the sort of greenery around it.
How comfortable are you talking about? How much did this cost to build?
Something like this to build in Dubai would cost probably somewhere in the range of $80,000, $90,000, which is not a lot. If you would build that in Europe or in the US, it would cost a lot more. Good thing about Dubai, the cost of construction is not very high.
There's a huge construction industry, lots of builders. It seems like everyone is building here in Dubai. The cost of something like this is maybe 3 to 4 times less than Europe or the United States. The cost of building this is actually cheaper than some of the fish in the pond itself. All right, so it's time to feed the koi.
So this is a solar auto feeder, so you fill that with food. And these fish get fed about 10 times a day.
That's what I need at my house.
About 3 kilos of food per day.
Wow.
As you go in, you've got the waterfall on your right-hand side. So we created a lot of these waterways around the entrance to give it that natural feel. This is obviously a desert environment, so to have something like this is very unusual for this part of the world. So this is the main entrance into the sunken seating area. 7.5 meters by 5. That can take up to about 20 people. A lot of where we have guests just sit down here, feed the fish, enjoy the fish. You can see the water level basically right at your hand there. The fish will all just come here, get fed, just interact with people.
Here they come. Wow. I mean, they're just so enormous.
This pond is actually very unfair because it's so big and so deep. It doesn't display the right size of fish.
Look at this. Oh my gosh. These fish are even bigger than they
In
look.
reality, when you have them out in a bowl or something, they are actually a lot bigger than they look. Everything here has grown to this size. Nothing was bought at this large size. And that's where the value of those fish really skyrocketed.
How many fish in here have won prizes?
4 fish.
Oh, wow. It's
I mean,
even more exclusive group.
Absolutely. To win an All Japan Koi Show is a very big privilege and honor, very prestigious thing. So that was actually a heart-shaped tancho spot, but she knocked it and she damaged the heart. So that was actually a proper heart.
Now it's just a broken heart.
It's a broken heart. I'd actually given that to my wife on Valentine's Day.
Are you still married?
Yeah, I think.
How does your wife feel about the pond?
Actually, this started, funny enough, in the US. We were in an outdoors mall. There was a really beautiful koi pond. We just sat there for maybe 3 hours just looking at the koi. And then I said, you know what? When I go back home, we're going to build something like that. Now she spends more time here than I do. So this is a very Emirati seating area, the Arab style, the ground seating, pillows on the back, just you chill by the floor.
A second patio, another bridge.
The fish know exactly this is where I feed them every day, so everyone is here now. When I get out of that door and head to this area, they're all waiting here. They recognize the footsteps, they know that's the guy. You know, people say you have a memory of a goldfish, but actually these fish are quite smart.
Do you have them on a special diet?
We use different concentrations of protein, fat, and carbs for different times of the year.
This process, this whole regimen has been learned from koi breeders, collectors over hundreds of years.
Yeah. So you estimate the total body weight and then you calculate how many grams of food you need to feed.
I know you guys are on like a very strict diet, but today Uncle George is here.
Main filtration room. We use drum filters. These are very large stainless steel drums. This pond, we are turning around approximately 250,000 liters per hour.
How do you deal with keeping the water cool? Because right now I'm starting to like sweat because it's almost 100 degrees out today.
This is where the chillers are. They're connected into the pumping system and the water goes and gets chilled. We start probably using chillers from mid-June till about mid-September. When we started bringing in koi, Japanese breeders thought it would be impossible to keep koi in such high temperatures. Because of the warmer temperature, we're getting really good growth rates and we're outgrowing Japanese koi fish, so we're doing really, really good.
Wow.
That's my grown pond.
Oh, wow.
All the little fish that come in the shop, we always select the best ones and we bring them here and we grow them on. The best ones will go into the main pond and the rest will go back to the shop. Multi-step selection process, basically.
I love the little grass there too.
You need the little touches, right?
Yeah, I don't know why I like that so much. I love it. How old is this property?
2008 we moved here.
Do you think you'll ever leave?
I need to find a bigger place for my pond first.
Yeah, this is still very much so for fun. This is a passion.
It's a passion, yeah.
Your full daytime job is you're a doctor.
Yeah, I'm a medical doctor in healthcare management, so I manage a healthcare company. We have a lot of clinics all over Dubai.
We are going to go with the koi doctor over to Koi Water Barn. We are now going to head over to Hader's shop. They specialize in importing high-end Japanese koi, and then they also build custom high-end ponds for clients. We're going to learn more about koi fish, and then we're also going to go to some other massive installations that he's done for private clients. We're heading to go do that right now.
So when I got into koi around 2015, I built my first pond. I wanted to get the best fish, I wanted to get the best equipment, and I just couldn't find that here. So I said, let's go to Japan and get that to Dubai. So that's what we did.
So this is a retail shop or just your warehouse where you store all the imported koi?
It's a bit of everything really. It's our retail shop. We can have as many as 2,000-3,000 fish, all of our food, filtration, equipment, everything. And if you want to build the pond, Jack will sit with you, design it, draw it. He's the master at what he does.
And all of these fish are imported from Japan?
Everything comes from Japan. Only top fish from the top breeders in Japan, nothing from anywhere else.
For people that don't know, why does Japan have the highest quality koi fish?
Well, the Japanese have a very, very strict selection process. They constantly refine their bloodlines. That's why you see Japanese fish going into very, very big sizes. This refinement has happened over the last 150 years where families specialize in them and they only select the top up to 10% of fish. Everything else just doesn't hit the market. There is no comparison in quality between a Japanese koi fish and anything else from any other part of the world.
All these fish right now are for sale?
Yes. All the fish come with their breeder certificate on the wall, so you know the bloodline, the history.
This guy. Oh my gosh. Look at his belly.
Yep. You can touch it. It's very friendly.
Hello.
It loves you.
This fish right here is enormous. Does that mean it's the most expensive?
No. If you were looking at the most expensive fish in the shop, that's where you should look. They were all bought at auctions.
When a fish in Japan goes to auction, it can get kind of crazy.
Sometimes customers want a particular fish and say, I want that fish, I don't care what the price is. So then they'll put 11 and someone else put 12. It just keeps going up until one of them gets it.
These must be some very high-end buyers.
A lot of koi fish collectors are CEOs, kings, queens.
There's a lot of celebrities that have these high-end koi. They are fish people as well. And they, of course, have the budgets to go after those super high-end koi. We're gonna stand now above the koi pond and we're gonna learn a little bit more about the criteria that a fish needs to meet to sell for that much money.
They call it the art of koi appreciation, how to actually appreciate a fish. So if you're looking at that kohaku, for example, that's a 4-step kohaku. Where should the first step start and end? How much distance between the 2 steps? How far from the tail? All of these are evaluation criteria for big competitions. Shisui is normally orange or red, but this one is a very bright yellow. So they call it a ki shisui. Ki in Japanese is yellow.
Wow, I love this fish. Unbelievable.
Very difficult to get a good quality Tancho Showa. You could be looking for years to find the right one at the right price. It's the most expensive fish here, around $30,000.
Wow. So it's not the biggest fish. It's not the most colorful fish. It's a pattern that is
Completely finished. Exactly. Where a fish is completely developed and the red and the black and the white are all in their final positions, that fish now, because it's a finished fish, people can pay a lot more money for it.
The cheapest one in here is still $1,500.
Correct.
Wow. For a fish.
The cheapest fish in the shop we've got is about $10. The beautiful thing about koi fish is that at any level of entry to the hobby, you can enjoy it, you know?
Right.
And you can still get a Japanese koi fish for $10 that will grow and become a really nice big fish.
All right, guys, we're now here at our next location. We're in a neighborhood that's actually super close to the business district. You can see the Burj Khalifa. That's the world's tallest building here in the background. We're about to go inside to visit a client's pond that Koi Water Bar in Dubai has also built.
This is one of our clients, French gentleman who's living in Dubai. We become friends over the sort of koi journey that we took together, and he has some really, really amazing fish. This is probably one of the best collections in the region of koi as well. Everything is super big, high-end, 80 cm plus.
Ooh, these are some monsters. Wow.
So big and majestic. And if you look at the bodies of some of these fish, how massive and phenomenal they are.
They're like torpedoes.
Yeah, submarines, yeah.
Yeah. They're so big.
The property is not very large, so we're constrained with space, and we had to build something as big as possible because he always wants to refine his collection and add more koi. So we took the entire side of the villa basically just to put koi in it. This pond is just under 30,000 liters.
Wow. How many koi fish are in here?
Probably about 13, 14.
What do you think the total value of all these fish is?
Probably close to $1 million.
Wow. $1 million US.
Close to $1 million there. All of these are auction fish, top auction fish. So that's the Mariyama Showa. Look at the fish itself, the body, the shape of the body. Really, really gorgeous Showa. If you look at the distribution of the 3 colors, that's a show quality fish. In Japan, it could compete very heavily, but in Europe, it probably would win Grand Champion. It's an absolute masterpiece. Probably today it'd be worth easily about $200,000.
When you look at a fish, you immediately look at it like it's a piece of artwork and associate a value with it.
For me, it's about quality. Like people who are into art, immediately they would look at a Van Gogh or a Monet and they can understand exactly why that piece is so valuable. Koi to me and to a lot of the koi collectors is the same. They look at it right away and they say, wow, that's perfection, that's really beautiful. All the bits and pieces where they should be.
They like to hang out together.
Yeah. They're social fish. You know, koi is a very peaceful fish. They don't fight, they don't eat their young. They're very peaceful fish. That's why it's a national fish of Japan.
How much do you believe in that Zen power of the fish?
I think definitely it has a very positive effect on your psyche. Having such a calm, relaxing environment, majestic creatures to look at, that cannot do much harm. I think that definitely adds to your positivity.
We're gonna go film the next video. If you wanna see it, make sure you click right here and we're gonna continue on. George, out.